Hello and welcome to episode 31 of the Craving Crypto podcast. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about my top 3 cannabis stocks to invest in and some details on how to play them. So let's get right into this. So episode 31, what an amazing time to be alive. We have so many hot picks today for our main subject for the video, and then we have our market overview, which is what we're going to get into right now. So headed over to coinsignals.trade. You can see the total market capitalization right here. We were pointing this out in the last episode, and let me just go ahead and scroll down the image that we posted for that. So here is the technical analysis that we were posting in the last video, saying that this is a major support level that we're watching, and so long as it can hold as support, we should get a bounce and some relief from that selling. Sure enough, we did get a nice bounce off the support level. It went just a tiny bit below it, but as you know, support and resistance is a range. So if you drop a little bit below a certain price point, sometimes you get a bounce right out of it due to the fact that this was a range. So this looks really good. We're rallying back up to the $200 billion levels in total market cap. As I was saying, I suspect that this resistance level should be met over the next week, and we'll continue to get that relief from the selling pressure. Now, if we come back to the support level and make a double bottom, something like this, rally to resistance, come back down for double bottom support. And then if we get a breakout of that resistance and a breakout of this resistance, that would be a really, really good sign for the crypto markets on the short term, because we'd be headed for the $239 billion levels. And this would be a pretty strong support level at the $190, $189 billion range. So that's kind of what I'm watching for. I really, really want to see this resistance met and then a new support found in this range so that we can get back above that resistance. If we cannot get above the 212 billion, 214 billion kind of range, I do suspect that we would see another sell-off down to these $174 billion levels. Now, I don't think that we're going to drop much below these levels right here. Could be wrong, but there's a huge, huge support level back here that used to be resistance in the 2017 bull run. So I really suspect this to see at least a really strong bounce and relief from this selling pressure in this range. So if we do have that resistance met over the next week and we just cannot get back above it, that's where I'll be setting my buy orders and watching to catch a bounce, because I would suspect we see somewhat of a significant relief from the selling pressure. Something like that, where we come back up, reject, or like I said, we could even test this one and then get a really, really hard bounce back up to those resistance levels. So that's kind of what I'm watching. Overall, for your medium-term positions, I have no reason to be selling due to the fact that this is extremely oversold. We've dropped off a lot really since May. Nothing lasts forever, just like how the bull run didn't last forever. The bear run won't last forever either. A lot of these bears are getting really, really fat right now. They've been making a lot of money on the way down. It's like how everybody's way too greedy, longing at the top. Everybody's going to be way too greedy, shorting at the bottom. So we're going to need to get some type of short squeeze again. And I suspect that short squeeze to be very profitable. So again, medium-term positions, we're going to be back up in these resistance levels, we're likely to. So I wouldn't sell, even if we did drop down one more lower right here. Short-term positions, you can set your stop loss at this major support level that we're watching. And then your long-term positions, of course, just accumulate, because this is a big picture bullish trend, and we're just in a correction in the big picture of the bullish trend. So it's always good to accumulate those long-term positions, buy when everybody is extremely fearful, and sell when everybody is extremely greedy. And in the long term, everybody's really fearful right now, so it's a great time to be accumulating. But yeah, overall things are looking really good. If we head to crypto watch, you can see that most everything is in the green today, whereas yesterday we were in the red. Ethereum is rallying really hard. It's up 15%. Bitcoin is up 2%. EOS is up 11%. Bitcoin Cash is up 10%. So we are seeing a nice bounce off that support level as expected. Now I do want to point out a little bit about Ethereum really quickly. So we'll head over to my Twitter. Okay, so I posted this Ethereum USD to Bitcoin USD comparison on my Twitter, which seems to be really, really accurate. This fractal comparison does. So this is the 2014 market cycle for Bitcoin, and this is going to be the 2017 market cycle for Ethereum. They have very, very similar accumulation patterns. These are both ABC correction patterns. The subwaves confirm that, as you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down. Same thing right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down. Then you get that ABC wave up, and then you get another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down. So if this fractal comparison holds true, we could be seeing a medium-term bottom for Ethereum and potentially a long-term bottom. My top 3 cannabis and marijuana stocks to buy. So these are some picks that I'm watching really carefully here. These aren't trade signals. As always, I reserve the exact entries and exits for VIP members, which, by the way, my VIPs, keep watching in the entries channel, setting up some trade setups. So when those are ready, I will be posting those in the entries channel. You guys will be able to hop on these cannabis stocks and know exactly where to enter with your stop loss and where to set your targets. So be expecting that over the next week or so, just getting all of it set up so I can post really, really clean signals for when they are ready. Okay, OGRMF. This will be my number 1 pick for the day. These aren't in any specific order. They're all equally as good as each other. They're just my top 3 that I'm watching. You could allocate an even amount to all 3 of these. And I will be going over a little bit on how to play these so that you don't expose yourself to too much risk or buy tops. They are on a bullish trend. So one thing when you're trading a bullish trend is you don't want to FOMO in. You want to accumulate into some panic. So the best thing for a stock like this would be to accumulate. Buy little bits and little bits and little bits over an extended period of time so you get a very nice average entry along the bullish trend. Now this one made a cup and handle formation. As you can see, this will be the cup and then this is the handle on the right. There is a Fibonacci requirement for the cup and handle pattern, and that means that the handle needs to be stopping at the .618 Fibonacci retracement from the low to the high of the candle. So if we, or the cup. So if we just go ahead and take our fib tool and measure from this wick right here at the top of the cup, and then this wick right here at the bottom of the cup, we can see that this meets the cup and handle Fibonacci perfectly onto the 618 and .65 Vegas wave, or the golden pocket as it's often called. So that looks really good as far as the cup and handle pattern goes. With a cup and handle pattern, you can do a measured move. So measured moves are really, really awesome in the trading world. You can do them with rectangular patterns. You can do them with falling wedges, rising wedges, ascending triangle patterns, descending triangle patterns, all of it. So you can measure the amplitude of the move, which is the height of the move. So we're just going to go and take this high, take it to the low, and you place the amplitude at the point of the breakout. So when we broke above the resistance level of the cup at $4.52, we can place this measured move and see that our first target is $6.34. Now we have not reached those prices and we've already started to correct a little bit on the short term in this stock. I don't suspect this correction to eat much more than about $4.50 per share, retrace back to the top of the handle, because we still need to meet this target. It has a very high probability of being met, and it would not surprise me again if we correct a little bit to the top of the handle and go right back up to that target and reach it, because again, those are really high probability targets. As far as the best way to play this one specifically, this is likely to be making the first sell-off in its bullish trend. So this right here was either the first sell-off or we're about to sell off. So a first sell-off generally rounds out like this. And it's just an accumulation pattern before the market really takes off to new all-time highs and starts breaking out in a very crazy fashion or manner. So again, this could have been the first sell-off right here because it has that rounded shape and that type of pattern, but we could also experience the first sell-off right here. So this just goes back to accumulation. The best way to play this stock is just to accumulate. You know, if you've got $1,000 extra that you want to put in, then I would just take that 1,000 and say, okay, for the next 3 months, I'm going to put in $250 a month. and save that extra 250 for a really good buying opportunity if it sees some intense panic or something. That way you're not buying it all one price. You get a really good average entry. If this does do another little sell-off before mooning, then you'll get into that dip. If it just straight moons, then you'll accumulate the bull trend and still be able to profit off of that swing. So that's how I'm gonna tell you guys to play all three of these moves, is to accumulate it in that similar fashion. And this ticker is OGRMF, and it's Organogram Holdings, I believe is how you pronounce. CGC is our next ticker, Cannabis Growth Corporation. This is on the 1 week candlesticks. As you can see, we have huge volume spikes coming in, and the prices are selling off a little bit as well here. This one did an ascending triangle breakout pattern, so let's do the same thing and measure the amplitude from the low to the high of the pattern, placing it onto the point that we broke out of. As you can see, we have not met the target for this move quite either. So those targets are really, really high probability. It's likely to either return to its bull trend and hit the target over the next couple of days, retest the support of the ascending triangle and then hit the target, or there's always a possibility that there's a false breakout and we go in for deeper lows, which is again another reason you accumulate, but just be aware that that target needs to be met. It's very, very high probability. Probably the most attractive thing about this one specifically is going to be these volume spikes. As we were getting heavily accumulated in the $3 million spike range, we had a peak of about 5 million right here, and now we're already into the $20 million volume spike. So that means this is averaging around $20 million a week. And in comparison to the volume that this stock has had in the past, we're talking about maybe $100,000, $20,000 weeks. So we're having a huge increase in the amount of weekly volume in this one specifically. And that means it's being heavily accumulated on these bullish trends when you have increasing volume like that. The next ticker will be TGODF, Green Organic Dutchman Holdings Ltd. So this one, a lot of people don't know about this one. It's really, really under the table, especially in the pot world. I don't think many people are aware of this pattern, which is actually good, but we have a huge, huge relative volume spike right here. As you can see, we're averaging about $600,000 days, almost $1 million day right here at its peak. And then over here, these are daily candlesticks, by the way. Over here, we're all the way up into the millions, 3 million, 2 million. So we're having really double, almost triple the amount of volume than what we saw right here. It's also breaking out of a falling wedge pattern. This one could be a similar story. This was an impulse right here. I do see a little bit of a subway count for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave. So it wouldn't surprise me if we retest the support levels down here. Either way, this is a great one to be accumulating, and I see a lot of upside potential for this one. As you can see, it will do something like that. It's always possible for it to just rally right up out of it, although I'm not showing you that to FOMO in. This is why I'm telling you to accumulate. But either way, we're expecting this trend to continue on the bullish side, and that volume is highly attractive for any investor looking at this. So again, the ticker will be TGODF. These trade setups are longer than cryptocurrency. So this accumulation might take you a couple months, and then you might ride your position for 5 months, maybe even a year. So don't expect this to happen overnight, but the gains are going to be very similar to cryptocurrency gains. You're going to get 10 times your investment, sometimes more. And it is kind of nice to have it be a little bit slower, because then you can take more time to make your investing decisions. So there's pros and there's cons to that, but just be aware that it's not going to be overnight like the crypto stuff. But yeah, these are my top 3 tickers, stocks in the cannabis world that I'm picking. So go ahead and look at these, start accumulating them, start playing them. Again, for my VIP members, we're going to have a lot of detailed signals coming out. So be watching for that in the entries channel. If you guys are interested in doing charting on altcoins and doing technical analysis, go ahead and sign up for Coinigy right here. If you want to do leverage trading, BitMEX is a great option, although I don't recommend that for beginners. My Bitcoin address is right here. If you are liking what I'm doing, go ahead and send some donations. My VIP course and signals link and then the trading view charts that connect you to coinmarketcap.com. Thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope that you learned something. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and drop them in the box below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. As always, stay profitable out there.